Okay. Want to start recording it? Okay, first off, shout out to Ovely and Luke, who both saved this. And Perry, who are our production team. Ovely has surpassed me in virtually every way there is. Yeah. Anyway, and that's why I recruited her, because what people don't know is that I am actually 500 years old, and I've just been in all these. I've been a content creator, but when I turn 40, I just take over the body of another content creator.
You're being John Malkovich or Get Out.
Yes, yeah. Yes. Okay. So, without further ado, we're starting again. We had some tech issues. Welcome to the post MSI hot tub stream. This is an XPS notebook, courtesy of Alienware. Thank you to Alienware. It's lightweight and is a little bit easier to hold over a hot tub. Thank you to Fiery Toastman, the Noblet, Gamer Vigilant, and Raptor IG for the 10 gifted subs, and all the other people. Yeah, today was a great day in MSI. Can't believe C9 won both their games. Everybody else lost, which I didn't think was possible.
I feel like we should stop these when C9 gets mathematically eliminated. I feel like that's the incentive they need to keep winning, is to keep us in the hot tub.
You just want a way out.
We'll have one more Depresso stream right after they get knocked out, and that'll be the final one.
Just so everyone knows, if we do not have a hot tub stream after every MSI day for the rest of this event, it is not my decision. It is Mark being a sourpuss.
I can own that.
Anyway, okay, so let's talk about the games. So I'll pull up the schedule. As Ovely throws a...
The first game was Pentanet versus RNG. I took notes today because I can't like flip between 3 different tabs on my screen. So I actually have to try and remember. This was the lane swap game, which was a pretty cool idea. It was... Did you wake up for this? Be honest. Did you wake up for this one?
No.
Can I be honest too?
Yeah.
I didn't either.
Okay.
So I went back between game 2 and game 3 when I woke up and watched this at 2x speed.
Okay.
But I like the idea of it. It was a Scion into Jace, and then both bot lanes had Enchanter supports, which don't necessarily dive as easily, so I think they thought maybe they could get away with the Scion not dying.
But they're doing weird shit.
They're doing stuff to try and get leads, which I like. And like I said, I think this one, strategically, there were some elements where I understand why they're doing it. They do the Scion kills himself for red buff level 1 kind of thing.
Don't hit the speakers.
I see the speakers.
I know, but I'm worried they're gonna fall over.
You're the amateur here. I'm trying to make sure that Mark doesn't
Luke,
get
stop
sunburned.
Ovely from killing us.
I put on sunscreen.
Okay, anyway.
This is just gonna give me an uneven burn. My left chest is out.
I think it works because they're both so white. It's reflecting.
Let me see if it.
I'm blowing the camera out.
Okay. Anyway, sorry. Continue. So they did the thing, the lane swaps. They're trying to do stuff to get leads. It did not work because RNG won.
It did not work because no, they just RNG dove. They didn't make a counterplay on the other side. Even though Scion can kind of use his zombie form and then TP back, he was still falling he was getting way more CS than Jace, but he was dying and it was giving more gold to the other people. So it's not actually a gold lead. It was just where the gold's situated. And then they made some mistakes on their strong side where they ended up dying in the enemy team's jungle. After that, it was pretty over.
This thing is gonna knock the microphone into the jacuzzi and we're gonna die.
You know what, Travis? Maybe I want that.
Sorry.
Just give me a heads up to get out of here.
I'm trying not to interrupt us, but I'm also trying to make sure Ovely doesn't
No, I'm
kill
saying
us.
tell her to give me a heads up when she's going to kill you. There's not much else to say about that game. It was a cool lane swap. Didn't work out.
But RNG now.
RNG.
At that point in time, 3-0.
3-0 then, but they're going to end up the day 4-0.
Okay, so this one...
They did punish them getting Barons. They did kill RNG a couple times who were kind of overforcing Barons, but I think he was kind of whatever.
So this next one, I did wake up for. Damn One Gaming Cloud9. And
Controversial game. How closely were you following the Reddit?
the conversation, yeah. So one, I think the biggest controversy seems to exist between the casters, who we won't say the names of, just because we don't want to. I don't want to. We're not targeting them.
It just
or
sounds
anything like
weirder to not say.
There were two casters casting
Vedius
this game.
and
Medic.
Medic.
There were two casters casting this game. We're not going to say who, because they're under a lot of fire right now, and we love these guys. They're pals.
Yeah.
But they kept saying that Cloud9 was going to outscale and win late game.
Yeah.
And that does not seem to be the sentiment of others out there. So I'm curious what you think, Mark.
I agree with the broader sentiment. I think the thing is, with the double enchanter, double marksman, you have really good DPS, and they kind of have Udyr as a frontline, so it's not like they totally have no frontline.
Yeah.
But he's not going to really compare to a Scion or even like champs that build full tank. He is doing the Frostfire Gauntlet Udyr instead of Chem Tank to try and be a beefier frontline, but it's still not really gonna make up for it exactly.
Well, it seems like when I was reading that thread, it seemed like the main disagreement seemed to be, okay, is it about the comp that outscales, or is it about the champions that outscale?
So the thing is that people were talking about the Senna and the Scion, and
Yeah.
they're like, Senna scales forever, Scion scales forever, so you're not going to outscale them. But I think so often, I think this is kind of what you're getting at, people don't actually think about comp interaction,
Right.
and they just say these kinds of things, like this thing scales better than that. It's like, well, it doesn't matter if you scale better if you literally can't hit a
Can't
target.
hit anybody, yeah.
Yeah, and so for me, it's not even about the Senna range. I think something people don't think about is time. Like, it's a term mostly actually from shooters that you hear more of, is time to kill. How long is it going to take you to kill that person? And the thing is, C9's comp had such a higher time to kill to hit the front line.
Right.
To kill the Scion, even though you have way better DPM, you have to chew through, 5-6k HP of this Scion, whereas the Syndra hits a stun and an R and like maybe kills someone even through the shield. So that, like the time to kill 4 out of 5 members on C9 side is substantially lower for Damwon. And so even if they scale better, like who's going to walk up to set up the kill on the Scion? Like you realistically don't have that much CC to lock the Scion in place to even throw the DPM out. And that's when you start talking about, while you're doing that, you have to worry about Syndra balls and these other things hitting you, as well as the fact that C9's comp can only play as 5. You realistically can't really split anyone but the Lucian, but they have the Tahm Kench to deal with that, which you actually saw in the game. So realistically, the only way C9 can play that comp is 5-man, and not just 5-man, but 5-man front to back. They can't flank, they can't get flanked, so you don't even necessarily win easily front to back.
Yeah.
On top of the fact that if some of these members come in from the side and start pincering you, you need to have kite range. You can't run into them, you can't do anything like that. And so there's actually so many fewer ways for C9's comp to play the game. And I haven't even really talked about champ scaling when I say this stuff. I'm
Right.
not talking about...
You're just talking about the way the fights are going to play.
Right, how are you going to realistically win if you're in even gold scenarios, you're slightly ahead or slightly behind, these kinds of things. Like, what are your options in the game? And you can't face check as easily as them. You can't vision control as easily as them. There's so many more issues that your comp has to deal with. That's not to say it was a bad draft, because they have 3 winning lanes. They have priority all across the map with this double enchanter. They have a really strong mid game with Karma and Lulu and these kinds of things.
Were they
And
just not
Lucian's
able
good.
to like close it out before Damwon was able to
Exactly
activate?
that. Because they got the Baron. They had the game in their hands. C9 should have won this game after they got the Baron, but they tried to do something that you can do with other comps, which is split your top laner out. And that didn't have Karma there, and that's not the only reason. They made some positioning mistakes, and they died after they got the Baron. And so they didn't get Ocean Soul when they had Baron. It's a huge fuck up. And then from there, they started giving gold back, where they just kept getting caught over and over and over again. And then the game kind of ended. Or it didn't end immediately, but like once they started giving those up, the team fighting was still really hard. They almost won some, like sometimes Ghost almost died and on the Senna and stuff. But I think when you look at a lot of this comp stuff, I feel like it's too easily genericized into individual champion scaling and not about, how you actually force yourself onto them, how they force yourself onto you, how do you approach fights, what angles, how do you get vision, how do you do all the other stuff. So anyways,
So how bad did we feel after that game about Cloud9?
it's like the RNG game where you're like, well, they did a lot of things good. They just kind of threw.
Yeah.
But you know,
Also
like it's a noose.
throwing
It's a
loses
noose.
again.
Yeah, it's like you're tightening the noose
Yeah,
substantially every time you do that, and suddenly you stop feeling good when you're like, oh, I can't breathe. So
Right. It's not like after day one they're like, oh, okay, we just need to tweak,
Right.
and then we're good. It's like, oh, we're still doing the same thing, and if you keep doing this a lot, we're just gonna get out.
And to be honest, even after that game, you know, you could maybe huff some copium and be like, well, this is a team
well,
that was...
your main point was you just need to beat the teams you're expected to beat, and lose to the teams you're expected to lose to, and as long as the other teams don't do anything wild, you get out.
Right, but so the fact that you're losing these games where you could potentially upset,
Yeah.
and then you're...
Yeah, well, we'll get to it.
Yeah, but so it's no longer... It's not okay.
Yeah. So, anything else away?
I don't know. I mean, let me check my notes real quick.
Okay.
Because a lot of it was...
Chad,
about
I don't
that.
know if you have anything for us. And by the way, just on this game, we're obviously going to move on to the other games in a second, but...
Oh, well, what I was going to say, too, is I don't think Down One's even playing that great. Like, Barrel took Aftershock, TK, no cleanse, and then died a bunch of times bottom. Like, C9's bot lane.
well, is it Damwon's not playing great, or is it Barrel's not playing great? Because it seems like he's the
I always
the
pick
biggest
on, I always pick on Barrel.
Well, you're not the only one. It's because he keeps like dying in random ways and all this stuff in these games, and
Yeah.
I feel like he's the biggest liability to that team right now. And like, well, let me ask you: do you think any of the other 4 players are having big issues or something?
I think it's like a substantial difference between like the mistakes that he's making and like when Showmaker makes a mistake,
Yeah.
or like Canyon's like not playing Rumble optimally and like
Right.
you know, overheating at the wrong times versus like, wait, dude, you just like literally picked the wrong loadout and killed yourself. It's like degrees. So I don't think Damwon's playing super clean overall, but I think that he is a big standout for them.
Kelthor says Canyon is not playing great, Khan is not amazing, Ghost is Ghost. Do you think that's fair?
I think that's fair. I think Ghost gets underrated a little bit. He's been really good all tournament. Not perfect, but I feel like
He's not an issue.
if he was, I think he's better than people give him credit for, because if he was as good as they give him credit for, or not, I don't want to say as bad, but you know, like
yeah.
people don't give him enough credit, because if he got the credit that they're giving him, they would be losing a lot more of these games. Ghost I think is pretty good, and Showmaker's insane, and Canyon is still good. Like I think he's just underperforming compared to like best player in the world, which he kind of had probably the title of.
Cabler in chat says it was so bad when they fought for V5 when Blabber got killed.
Yeah. I mean, there was a lot of things wrong with that game. Like, I mean, Blabber walked up and blocked the Scion ult, but like, you don't probably need to do that when you have so many speed ups in mobility and stuff, as long as it's not the Ashe getting hit.
Yeah.
People can kite that just fine. Though it does stop Scion from going past your line, and I don't know. It's a doozy. It's a doozy.
Thank you, Badger Jar, for the 4 months. GMPS Mendes for the 4 months. Brooke for the 100 bits, and Mighty Michael for the Prime. Okay, next up, we have Mad Lions RNG.
Hum baby.
So, well, first off, so this game I was doing some stuff, so I missed the beginning.
I went back to bed.
No, I did not go back to bed, but I did miss the beginning.
I'm gonna keep trying to guess what she did.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
I was getting ready for the stream, trying to download some stuff and get some things going.
Back to bed.
No. There's a bounty that I'm going to do at the end of the stream whatever. Anyway.
I'm glad I drove today. Myself. RNG versus Mad Lions. It's a pretty fun game. RNG, it was a relatively slow game for like the first 15 minutes. I think there was a single kill for Mad Lions, I think it was. But RNG they had like the map play. They had TF and a couple other globals. Oh, maybe they didn't. Maybe it was just the TF. Well, either way, they had Olaf as well. So they were getting a gold lead through lane pressure and stuff, and playing the map a little bit better. And this is, I think, why RNG is really impressive, is that they don't need kills to beat you, which is not always the case.
I mean, usually LPL teams have this reputation of like, we're just gonna fight and fight and fight and fight.
Yeah. So that's why people tend to compare them to Korean teams. It's like the Korean teams of old would end the game with 6 kills and like 20k gold.
The most entertaining matches of all time.
Yeah, rotators.
We just put down a million wards. We knew where everyone was. We avoided them, took objectives, and then won the game.
Yeah. So they were kind of winning that way, not doing a lot of kills. And then there was a Rift Herald fight where everyone kind of popped off, and Mad Lions actually aced them, and they were still down goal, but it got it pretty close. And then the game kept staying slow until like 20. I think they took a really early Baron, and Mad Lions was just super slow contesting. It was a good setup. They had the Mega Gnar in the front. They don't want to run through the Mega Gnar. They want to time him out. But the other guys are doing Baron, so you can't just wait for the Mega Gnar to time out. And on top of that fact, Cryon was off behind them in mid lane, kind of hovering over the wall, ready to go in case anyone mispositioned. And so, like, it was a bit of a tricky position for Mad Lions, but I think they just underestimated how much damage was going to be done to the Baron from Gala and Aphelios. So they just lost the Baron for free.
Okay, so yesterday we asked, and maybe we can have this conversation after the last game. Tell me if you want to have it then, but because it's somewhat relevant to this. The question was, is Mad Lions closer to like Damwon, or are they closer to RNG? And I don't know if you feel like
you meant C9 or Damwon RNG.
Well, we said C9. I don't know if we get to pit. I'm worried about if I say C9 and Damwon in the same sentence as if they're anywhere near each other.
No. What we had said yesterday was, are they closer to C9 or are they closer to Damwon?
Yeah, and then you said, I don't know if you can put Damwon up there. I almost kind of want to put RNG up there by themselves. Because, because of that.
Well, I definitely. So
that's what I'm wondering are we now looking at a spectrum that goes like RNG, then a gap, then Damwon, then a gap, then C9, and where Mad Lions goes.
I mean, I said this yesterday too. It's like I don't even know if you would even put Mad Lions as the third best team in this tournament right now, and I kind of still feel that way. I feel like Mad Lions could just be better than Damwon.
The second, yeah. So that's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
Are they closer to RNG or are they closer to Damwon? Or are they just like in the
well, it's just weird that you're putting them compared to two teams when, like, I don't know how they compare to Damwon exactly.
Okay.
Because you're not putting them.
Still don't know.
They lost to the team that's better than them in the tournament favorite in RNG. But then the other person you're comparing them against is weird because we haven't seen them play directly yet.
Okay,
so if you put them against someone they're lower than, like C9, then I would say.
I don't know if the eyeball. We have some data.
And that's what I would argue, but it's like a weird. The way you're formulating the question is like one side we have a lot more information.
Let me just ask this question again. If you had to predict Damwon and Mad Lions play each other right now based off of
Mad Lions, baby.
Okay, so your prediction is Mad Lions is probably the second best team in the tournament.
Yeah, and I'd say they're closer to Damwon than they are to C9. Or it's closer to RNG than they are C9. They're close. They're closer to.
Okay.
They're closer to beating RNG than C9 is to beating Mad Lions.
Okay. Well, boy.
We got there. That was a fucking struggle.
Yeah. And that's why we do so much content together, guys. It's because we just know how to.
You kind of just develop
really well.
You know what the other person's
There's a
thinking.
synergy there that Okay.
Pain.
Other take. Well, wait. Before we move on, any other takeaways from the RNG Mad Lions game? We obviously focus a lot on the C9 stuff, but we have a lot of EU viewers. So
well, I mean, I kind of talked about it. I thought it was mostly like RNG had a macro like global advantage, and they just played it really well. They had some split push with the Gnar. Jahu's Gnar is really fucking good. He was good all game. And I think Mad Lions, you can see, can go toe-to-toe with them quite easily in team fights.
Yeah.
It's just, it feels like RNG can get other advantages, so they're not coming into team fights on even footing. But I think there will be games where Mad Lions wins the game because they're team fighting. It's just they win that team fight, and then they have control of the game. I'm a little worried that they might throw it back, so we'll have to see. But, at the very least, I'm not worried about them on a mechanical level or team fighting coordination level or anything like that. I think Mad Lions actually stacks up pretty well.
Okay, I'm getting the laptop back for this game. Oh my gosh, guys, these shorts, are they cheap or expensive?
What shorts?
I think the shorts
Our
were wearing.
pants? Well, why do you even care about that? Of
I don't
all
know.
the things.
Really quickly, thank you. I am Elvis for Inori Rhythm, Brooke, and Matty C. Okay. So, Cloud9 PSG. I got Twitch chat open so we can react to stuff.
Okay, great.
So this game, so just for anybody who's not paying attention, maybe you sleep in the morning, and this is a very important game because, as Mark pointed out yesterday, we're probably fighting for the fourth slot with PSG. You want to beat PSG because you probably expect PSG, and like chances are PSG and Cloud9 on average will lose to every other team other than Pentanet. So yes, they needed to win.
You want to have head-to-heads.
Yes.
You want one for head-to-heads, and two just to be above them and hand them a loss.
Yes.
So
Because now C9 100% has an uphill battle.
yeah, they're pretty fucked.
Well, they're not, so we'll get into that in a second. I mean, they're not in a good place, but they're not fucked.
They're not mathematically eliminated.
I will explain in a second.
They're about to
with
be
a great tweet.
fucked.
Okay. So, why did Cloud9 lose this game?
What are you holding? Why? Are you...
I'm not. I'm
Oh.
trying to avoid it from blocking my face.
Oh,
I
I thought you were trying. I Twitch chat from
What?
it.
What? The
I was
question
like, what do you have
is-
on there?
The question is, Twitch chat wants to know. You can't see their questions.
What'd you say, Go?
Why did Cloud9 lose this game?
Because Blabber tried to control access back to mid for no reason, overextended doing it by hitting the support, who's a tank.
How do you feel about Perk's performance this game?
I saw him getting criticized, and like I don't think he was great. And I think even the Lucian game, you can look at maybe some moments where it wasn't good, but I don't know.
Well, okay. Why don't we start from the beginning? What did you think of the draft?
It's fine. I mean, it's a pretty standard team comp. They are still working the Enchanter supports in there. I think we can talk about whether that's a good idea given Vulcan's importance to their team fighting. But at the very least, I feel like their draft was good. I mean, this is one of those things that was on Twitter and stuff. Universally, people were just like, wait, they should shit on this like divey, engage, assassin comp that has no wave clearance stuff.
So is the expectation that we won draft?
Yeah, people said we won draft. I think the only person who I saw like worried about draft was Tim. Tim was the only one who's like, man, they got some scary dive tools. But, I think that there were enough tools to deal with it.
Shout out to Tim from Run It. We definitely had some tools on that team, but not enough tools to deal with it. You know what I'm saying?
Hilarious.
Okay.
My
Uh,
phone's overheating again.
Yeah. Well, I can, if you want, I can pull something up on the laptop. The Dell XPS laptop. XPS, a member of the Dell family, much like Alienware. You want me to pull something up?
No.
Okay.
I just pulling my notes up. I mean, this was a game where Hanabi kills himself right away. And we get like a 2,000 to 3,000 gold lead off some top plays as well. There were some dives. They weren't super clean. I mean, they were pretty good though. Fudge had a really nice like backwards flash W to make sure the guy didn't get in front of him. To still get that kill, as well as like ulting him out of turret and kind of doing the clap on the minion wave that was coming up. Like all that was really well done. And like C9 looked like they were playing well. I think they had all the way up to a 3,000 gold lead. Maybe it was only 2K at around like 10 or 15 minutes. Like with the comp that you're generally going to say is going to outscale. The enemy team, talking about how they interact, the enemy team has to dive you. They have Leona, Kaisa, Lee Sin, Akali. They're just going to try and jump on your Kog'Maw or your Victor. And then Victor's going to gravity field on top of whoever they jump on. Lulu's going to ult whoever they jump on. She's going to polymorph the other one probably. And then everyone, Set can ult people away or something, like it's generally pretty like obvious how this team fight's going to go.
So, why was Akali able to get so out of control in the beginning?
I mean, so this is probably one of the reasons that people are going to criticize Perks a little bit is Maple made some good plays. He got a kill. It was traded back by Blabber, but the Akali getting kills means more than Blabber
Yeah,
getting
that's where
kills.
you want the kills to be.
Yeah. Oh, something that I forgot to mention from the first game. Lulu got all the kills instead of the Ashe, so she was pretty far behind in her build because they also grouped a lot because they needed to group up 5v5.
The first C9 game.
The first C9 game. This game, they actually got dove. C9 was making all these plays on the top side. PSG went to the bot lane and killed Vulcan once or twice or something, and that's kind of how the gold lead stalled out. There was the mid play with Maple where he played it really well to kill Perks. And all the kills started getting traded back, and they started climbing back into the game. And then there's the infamous Baron play. Went from about 2K gold lead to around even, but you're like, okay, this is like they're a little stronger in the mid game than we are. We have Victor Kog'Maw. Cog didn't go mythic item first. He's going for this build that's gonna power spike really hard at 3. And then the Baron happened. What'd you think about that? Travis, why don't you give us your thoughts?
I don't want to be
Let it out, dude.
North American fan. No, I do.
Let it out. Because there's probably 1,000 people at least watching, feeling the exact same way you do. Probably also in hot tubs or bathtubs with their Alienware laptops. Or a Dell.
I think it's just frustrating because you see stuff like that go down. You see C9 just consistently make it's what was it they said on the analyst desk afterwards? They were like, they keep looking so close and then they keep losing in so many different ways.
Yeah. I mean, that's the scary part of the inconsistency. You don't
And
know
so-
what's going.
So you see these throws. Oh, sorry, no feet. You see these throws, and
I'm just reading Twitch chat. You keep going.
it just becomes tough. Like, okay, so one of the things I criticize, or I don't criticize, but like I see frequently is like people, NA fans in these moments go, I'm going to stop watching. Like somebody tweeted at me and they're like, I've got
got a
another
couple
reason
of
for
those,
somebody to stop. Everybody says that. And then like, there's some crazy off-season stuff that changes things. I'm obviously not going to stop watching. But I don't, like one of the things I said to some of my friends, which I didn't say to you, was like, I don't know. It becomes harder and harder to cover international events for me. Part of that is because inherently it's just been harder to get access to these teams, right? Like I think I talked a lot last year about the how difficult it was to get interviews with the top teams. But then it also just becomes really difficult whenever you go to these things and you just feel fucking depressed because you see like this narrative that we're seeing, what we saw today, what we saw yesterday. It is not new for Cloud9 or for North America where you see games where like we should win them and when we just don't. Or like rarely do we, that's one of the things that's so frustrating. Rarely do we ever lose a game in just like a normal conventional way. Like the only time that, I guess it's been once or twice this tournament, but like that first Dam1 game that we played where we like slowly lost the game, but it wasn't like anything that was super embarrassing. Like whatever, I take more of those, even though they're not. But like, whenever we just int versus Mad Lions in the beginning of of the match, and then we just have to watch them slowly beat us out, and it's like an FF, please, or a GG, go next. Or when you see games like today, where you're like vibing, you're feeling good, and then just like everything is a catastrophe in the mid game, and you just lose there. It's like so tough.
I see what you're saying.
Now I'm
I
gonna
would
give
say
us
that
the
these-
copium at the end of this, but like that's kind of how I'm feeling. Anyway,
Alright,
go ahead.
that's gonna be some shit copium.
Okay.
You're gonna huff it. It's gonna hurt. It's
No,
gonna
no,
burn.
it's good,
It's gonna
it's
give
good,
you
it's
a nosebleed. I don't think these losses are that abnormal.
For us, or just in general?
In general, like you just feel this way because it's your team's losing like this.
Well, do we see this kind of like crazy shit happening for Dam1 or Mad or RNG? I mean, RNG hasn't lost anything in this tournament, so. But like, let's just take Dam1 or Mad. Have they had any really embarrassing losses this?
I mean, they lost to Wildcats. It wasn't great. I know what you think League of Legends losses look like, but usually involves someone fucking up. There's like, in League, it's a zero-sum game, you know?
Yeah.
A lot of, like, you do get really dope team fights where everyone's just playing really well, but usually it's like, you cracked under, like, the map control that the other team had, and now you look like an idiot or something. You make a bad decision. I feel like the influence Blabber has had on the losses is probably the thing that feels the worst for me, but, like, I don't know. This is what happens this is like what losing to better teams looks like.
Yeah.
Eventually, they outperform you because they're better. Like, yeah, maybe you won the early game this time, or like maybe you had the better draft this time, or this or that. But like,
I mean, that Mad Lions game was not. Eventually, they outperformed us, or it was like.
look at the Mad Lions lost to RNG. They like just forced a Baron on them.
So
and then they just got the Baron. And you're like, okay, I guess we're just gonna get
Okay.
split apart, and we're gonna fall goal behind. Like I think, like if you were a Mad Lions fan, you watch that game, you'd probably be like, man, I hate that loss.
So, but then you're just losing to RNG, and then you don't have a situation, whatever. Anyway.
The point is that we're worse,
Yeah.
so of course we lose more games.
Yeah. No, I know. But I don't know what you're feeding me. It's not copium.
No, I'm not feeding anything. I'm just saying you're like, the way we lose is so like extra, and I'm like, nah, this is kind of. I think a lot of these are like the level 3 skeletal crabs. I will grant you that is a fucking feels bad, man. But a lot of like the mid game losses are like, this is kind of what happens when you're the worst team, or you're worse than your competition.
What about trading Baron for Nexus?
They got backdoor. Did you watch the night clip from FPX?
Yeah. I know what happened in LPL.
Yeah, it happens to good teams. Happens to everyone. You get backdoored sometimes. It happened in EU. Didn't Mad Lions or someone have some
You're
backdoors?
right, Mark. I feel a lot better.
I'm not trying to make you feel better. I'm just saying NA is not special. We don't like lose in these glorious, like, hilarious. I mean, like I said, other than this, everything is caveated with an asterisk next to the Scala crab ones. But like a lot of the losses are not like this. Like, man, NA is just redefining how you lose League of Legends. It's like they picked a bad fight.
Okay. But should I give us the copium yet, or are there other takeaways from the game today?
I mean, like the blabber thing, just like he is really having a bad tournament. Because the Reddit comment, which was like, oh, blame level 3 Skull Crab. We just need him to get Scuttles to get ahead. They're like, oh, we just need to like pick the right champions. Or like, oh, then we just need to get to mid game even or ahead. And it's like, you're out. We're out of excuses. It's struggle buses. And I think the other thing I was going to say was the Vulcan on Lulu. Vulcan's really important for their engages in team fighting. Like his Alistar play was one of the only reasons they won that first Delmon game in the group stage.
Yeah. And
Lulu just can't do that shit. No enchanter can do that shit. So, I miss his Alistar and Leona.
Luke, can you grab me the SD card and the SD card reader from the computer?
What are you doing?
Also, Obvious computer is like Wheeling of Death. So.
Obvious computer is Wheeling of Death. So does that mean we can't play anything?
Correct.
Oh, then I don't need the SD card. What does that mean? We can just reset OBS to get it to be good?
I don't know. I'm leaving right now.
We-
It's working right now.
Oh, you're leaving.
No, I'm not leaving. I'm saying it's working.
You're
right
leaving it right now. We can do it at the end. We can try to test stuff at the end.
You trying to
Because
show
I
an
have
interview?
I have an interview clip. Yeah.
With who?
Just
describe
with
it to
Canyon.
me.
Canyon. It's I asked him the Space Jam question.
That'll cheer me up. Is
Yeah, I know.
that the copium?
It's not the copium, but I was gonna after the next game I was gonna show that to you. We might have to chat. We might have to reset the stream.
Let's
We
not
won't do it yet,
Yeah.
but we will do it soon. Okay, so here's the copium, and we can't show this on screen right now. But Chris Greeley, commissioner of, you probably saw this, commissioner of the LCS, and he's interim commissioner. He got promoted recently, based off of his Twitter description. Congratulations to Chris Greeley. At least somebody in North America is finding success. Okay, he says all that matters in the Rumble stage is getting out of it. This is kind of what Mark was talking about yesterday. 10-0 and 3-7 can give you the same result in reset and knockouts. Cloud9 needs to sweep OCE, take the next game against PSG, and match in number any PSG wins against Mad Damn One and RNG. Honestly, not a big hill to climb. And I know this sounds like copium.
It is.
And maybe it is.
It is.
It's a more advanced version of the copium you gave me yesterday. It's a higher dose. But he says, and any better than that
It's a
avoids a
lower quality
tiebreaker.
version.
In 2019, TL went 4-6, trading a loss against Flash Wolves with a win against G2, and then 3-1 the defending world champions. We don't talk about what happens after that. But
I think C9 would love to get shit on in the finals. Right
Yes,
now.
yeah,
if
right
you told
now.
them your MSI ends with you getting clapped in the finals, you'd
Yes.
be like, sign me up.
yeah, I mean, I think we'd all take that. Right?
Yeah, for sure.
So it is possible, and it has happened before. In fact, it happened at the very most recent MSI for a North American team to do this. And if you told me, like, look, is it that crazy to imagine?
No.
Okay, wait. EU fans, cover your ears, cover your ears. If
No,
you're-
we need EU fans to let us know if we're being insane.
No. Is it that crazy to think that they could just take a best of one against Mad Lions and mirror the same thing that we did? Like, I was a little worried, and that we'll get to it in a little bit, but when, like, PSG and Mad Lions game at the end of the day, I was like, oh, but, like, PSG's, it's pretty reasonable to expect they keep losing these. I don't think it's that crazy to think Cloud9. Well, I know it's also pretty reasonable to imagine PSG taking a game, but it's not. The scary thing is we've lost a lot of control. We've lost a lot of control of our own destiny. And I think that's what sucked about today. But I think, look, we've been in a situation before. We've gotten out. We've made finals. So let's not give up hope yet.
I mean, as long as PSG doesn't pull off an upset, anything that happens in the first round robin can unhappen in the second.
Yeah.
And the teams above us, that doesn't really matter for, like RNG can 2-0 Mad Lions or Dom 1 and not really affect what we're doing.
Yeah. The scary thing is pretty soon some of these teams are going to get like kind of locked in, and then I worry they're going to start.
I mean, that could help us too.
Letting up
we
the
need an
gas.
upset.
Yes, that's true.
We're in
that's
the
true.
same position
That's
as
true,
Mad
that's true.
PSG, so it doesn't matter what the other teams do. I think for PSG, I mean, we have more games than them to cover, but it's just a little scary given that, like, we've heard that PSG was doing well against them in scrims.
Yes.
So
they're the kryptonite.
Hanabi's talking shit,
Yeah.
and he's backing it up now. Not him specifically, maybe, but at least, like,
the team is backing it up.
PSG beat us.
Yeah.
So it feels really bad. I think it's bad to bury your emotions. You can't just not address them. So you got to let them out. You got to rage a little bit, not at players. Don't hate on the players. But you can feel sad, and tomorrow you'll start believing again when we beat Pentanet.
Okay. On that note, why don't we reset? We have to reset the stream, everybody.
You don't want to finish the day?
Well, it's a quick break, and people will come back, and hopefully enough people will have refreshed.
No, I'm good.
Hopefully enough people will have refreshed by that point in time so that they can see this clip that I want to air on stream and show Mark. So we're going to reset the stream.
We should finish the analysis.
OBS is having an issue.
You don't even care about me.
I do care about you, but I'm making an executive decision on the stream
I quit.
based off of my knowledge of streaming, which is that we will have more viewers for this fun clip that people will enjoy if we reset now. So we'll be right back. Everybody refresh in a second. Quick bikini change.
Are we back?
Did Luke, are we back? We're back. Hey! The stream didn't even go
Everyone
down.
left.
No, we're
Get
good.
out while you can.
Okay, wait. Luke, can I get the SD card now? And the reader?
Okay, well, while they're doing that, let's do the fifth game of the day.
Yes, exactly.
Ah, shit, he's already here.
Pentanet Dam 1.
I don't want to throw.
No,
You gotta trust him.
okay. Everybody's gonna freak out because now I'm
So
plugging
how is
something
this
in.
working? Is this
Oh, wait.
wirelessly?
I forgot this doesn't have a. It's all USB-C. Well, you'll play it on stream, and then I will.
Yes.
I will.
You want me to mute you while I'm playing it?
Yeah.
Oh, we'll shut up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, but I don't want it to go back.
Oh,
Yeah, it'll echo.
oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me know when you're ready.
Yeah, I'll let you know. It's at the end of the segment because it's a Dam 1 interview. Okay. Pentanet Dam 1. You had.
So what I said to you was that I made notes for all the games.
Yeah.
This game had 2 words for my notes. One of them is a compound word. It's stuck together. Okay. And these are it's analytic. Like it's not like I memed it. Like these are 2 words that
I was
describe
gonna think
the game.
it was gonna be Australian.
Nope. So 2 words. One of them is a compound word. What 2 words did I use to describe this game? I don't think
The
you're gonna
compound word is like fucking me up.
Well, you know how like people say compound words and
Like, is top laner, is that a compound
right?
word?
That'd be a compound word. Things like
Okay.
that. You know. So this had 2 words, one of them compound word, to describe this entire game.
Runes, is that one of them?
Nope.
The Pabu thing
Nope.
was pretty funny. You caught that in the beginning, right?
What was that? I mean,
Oh, you missed it?
maybe.
Pabu locked in the wrong runes, and so they did this pause, and
They tried to.
and then like they come back from the pause. And it's like actually he just picked the wrong one, or he didn't lock in the change or whatever.
Oh yeah. No. Though it is not terribly far away. It's map split fail.
Map split fail.
Yeah.
Okay, that's really difficult for.
I
it's
said
such
I
like
didn't
a
think you were
random.
gonna get it. It's
okay,
not
okay.
random if you watch the game.
No, I know, but like that is a phrase. It's not a commonly used phrase.
No, I didn't say it was.
Okay. Well, Twitch chat is all question. Somebody says that is Bilbo tier riddle. A lot of question marks in chat.
It wasn't a riddle. It was literally what happened this game.
Okay. Anyway, sorry.
It was
continue.
not a trick.
Yes.
It was a map split fail. They got punished. They killed. I mean, he didn't kill him, but they made him kill himself. And then he just got shit on the whole game.
Yeah.
And the whole game got shit on, and it was a disaster. All off the map split. Map split fail.
I mean, then it. Well, okay. What was a closer game? Cloud9 versus Mad Lions, or or Damwon versus Pentagon?
Cloud9 versus Mad Lions, because that game wasn't over until like what was it, like 3:45 in the game,
yeah.
whereas this was over like 2:20, I think.
Okay.
So we made it till Scuttle Crabs. At least the game was over here before Scuttle Crabs.
Yeah. And then what was the? I was actually not sure if somebody said it's the shortest. Or I said, is it the shortest game? Because I was trying to remember. And then people were pointing out that SKT IG game from, what, 2017 or
I mean, there's a
something?
lot of games that were pre-20-minute games, and this one was
Yeah.
like right at the end. It was like 19-something. So
Yeah.
I think there have been 18, 17-minute games. Maybe those were IMs and stuff, but there's been a lot of
Okay.
spanking.
So first off, thank you to Juan Man Team, cute name, Kethuas, Brooke for the gifted subs, and Cool Bigs for the prime. All right, so we're gonna try to do this. I previously, when we were doing the show before the hot tub, I'm sure a lot of people weren't watching it before we got to the hot tub thing because you guys are all perverts and this is what you want. We would show clips from some of my interviews. I brought a clip from an interview that I did with Canyon. Mark has been making me ask a question to a lot of different players, and so this is what it is.
Is this okay?
So you can go ahead and play it, Luke, and I'll unmute stream. There might be some delay, so hopefully everybody's good. Finally, I have a silly question. Canyon, have you seen the 1996 American film Space Jam?
마지막으로 조금 재밌는 질문을 드리고 싶은데 96년도에 개봉한 미국 영화 스페이스 잼 보신 적 있나요?
없습니다.
No.
No. Okay. Well, in that film, there are alien monsters that steal the powers of NBA athletes to become good at basketball themselves, and famous NBA athletes. So my question is, if you had to steal the power of any other player at MSI, which player would you steal powers from and why?
이제 그 영화 내용이 외계 괴물들이 이제 지구에 침공해서 이제 NBA 농구 스타 선수들의 능력치를 막 뺏어가는 거예요. 그래서 농구를 잘해지려고. 그래서 이제 휘너 선수가 어떤 다른 선수의 어떤 능력치를 훔쳐갈 수 있다면, 뺏어갈 수 있다면 누구 거를 뺏고 싶고 그 이유가 뭔가요?
능력치.
쇼메 선수는 캐년 선수를 했어요. 그 침착성을 뺏고 싶다고.
그럼 혁지 선수?
어떤 거요?
성격이 엄청 유쾌하시고 엄청 재밌는 것 같아서 약간 그런 성격이나 좀 센스를 좀 닮고 싶습니다.
Perks, I think he has a great personality. You know, he's always like outgoing, something like that. So yeah, I would like to take away his personality in a good way.
Okay. For yourself, you're going to take Perk's personality for yourself, it sounds like.
본인이 하는 거죠. 뺏어서 본인이 가져오는 거. Yes.
Okay, very good. Okay, so sorry, there's a bit of a delay. Hopefully we're unmuted. Yeah, I love that. Clearly, the guy's confident because given the opportunity to steal anybody's actual like gameplay powers or like
Yeah, I love
the way
how
they think about the
Canyon's like-
game, he's like, I'll just take Perks' personality. I think that's good. Maybe he thinks like, maybe he thinks Perks' personality is what carries him. He's like, if I take that away, because the way he phrased it too, and I don't know if this is a translation error. Somebody who speaks Korean maybe can tell. Or if I'm misinterpreting the translation, obviously not an error. But the way he phrases, I'd like to take that from him. So it's not even like the way it sounded to me was like he doesn't want it for himself. He just wants to take it away from Perks.
I think he said like he would add it, take it and add it to his
Okay.
thing. I guess that's how he interpreted it. I don't know.
Yes.
Either way, is it Jisun? Is that the
G-Sun.
Jisun? Yeah. I think it's funny that she's done 2 of these now, and
Yeah.
she's like beginning to. I bet she like rolls her eyes whenever this question comes up. She's like, God damn it, he's making me do
Yeah.
the Space Jam question again, because.
We're unmuted, right, everybody? I think so. Okay. Anyway.
But she does a good job with it.
Yeah, we're good.
I think it's funny that he just wanted to take someone's out of game skill.
Yes.
It's like, who could you take? Charles Barkley because he's funny.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
you don't want.
Yeah.
He's old now. It's like still would take him. Still the funniest NBA player.
Yes. So I think I like that a lot, and I just love also the pause of him thinking about it.
How long he was quiet? Like
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck is this question?
Yeah.
What do I say to
I
it?
feel-
Do I want anyone else's
I
powers?
hope I like at least with the folks who speak English, I can like, I could kind of gauge if they feel it's really awkward to say. I hope that they kind of get that it's a joke, it's a fun thing. I don't know.
Showmaker laughed when you asked it.
Yeah,
'Cause
yes.
He clearly enjoyed it. Canyon had this kind of awkward like.
Yes.
It felt like for a moment, like what might have been in his mind was like, who the fuck is this interviewer?
Yes. And it's a question people should keep asking, quite frankly.
I think it's the best question ever asked in League of Legends.
Okay.
I can't wait till someone, and probably should be you, creates a compilation video of all the Space Jam questions and answers.
Yeah. Well, it's tough with the translations is the problem.
I mean, you can just cut them together.
Yeah, but anyway, okay. So we're done with the Dam 1 Pentanet game, so now we're on to the final game, Mad Lions PSG. I missed the beginning of this game because I was coming over here, but then I was watching it on my phone, and, okay, in the beginning, because I was looking at it as I was, like, getting over here and setting stuff up, so I didn't completely miss the beginning, but was it as close as it looked? Because, like, I saw they had a couple, it looked like they had more PSG had more kills and more dragons early on, and then, but there was still, like, a gold lead on the Mad Lions side.
Yeah. Mad Lions, I think, was only down like 1 kill or 2 kills for,
But they
for
were-
a long
I think
time,
they
but
were
up
down-
gold the entire time.
But were they down 2 dragons?
Yeah, they were down dragons.
Okay.
They almost they should have lost their third, but we'll get there.
Okay.
Yeah, overall though, Karzi and Kaiser have had a great tournament. This is another time where like their pressure was a large source of the advantages that Mad Lion had, because like I think they had a better scaling draft again. I think Humanoid was on Victor and stuff, and when they tried to punish the push-up from Karzi and Kaiser, they killed Karzi, I think, but they blew again like a bunch of resources to do it. And Armit got pretty ahead, and Humanoid got pretty ahead off of it. And so overall, that was why you saw like I think a bit of a kill advantage off that. Maybe a couple other plays, but like they were up pressured a large portion of the game. And then I will say PSG is really good about making plays happen.
Go on.
Hello. It's like oddly chill.
Yeah.
You know?
This dog is vicious. You have to be careful.
He looks like a stalker.
Yeah.
Just shows up behind you and starts sniffing your hair.
Yeah. It's not the only thing he'll sniff.
But I will say PSG is really good in the mid game about finding plays. They got a kill on Humanoid when he like over chased and they like baited it really well. I think Maple actually wasn't even baiting. I think Maple actually just wanted to fucking leave that play, and River wanted to go for it because Maple not only baits it, he runs all the way around the wall and then he's like, fuck, I'll turn around for the kill.
It's like was my plan all along.
Yeah, and he's like, never mind. All right, River, you're smarter there. All right, let's go get him.
Yeah.
So that was good. And then Karzi got hooked once. It was a nice play by Kai Wing to get a kill, and like I think that got them their 3rd dragon. Maybe it was just their 2nd. I forget. But there was a period of time where it did seem like PSG was making some good plays and could potentially come back in the game. But
Just doesn't. They didn't have the space
no,
to do it.
no,
Yeah.
Mad Lions is too good. Mad Lions too good.
I'm Peto says Maple is playing super well, isn't he? And isn't Maple play really well every tournament he's in? I feel like he's just been a star of that region for a long time.
Well, he went to the LPL for a little bit, and I think he kind of had a come down after that. And he's been much better in this portion. I think he had some struggles in the group stage, but in Rumble, I think he's been pretty good. Especially, I mean, today was a good day for him.
Yeah.
So he's pretty good. The Galio was nice. I like seeing like the global playmaking tool, and I think they maybe could have came back in the game like I said, but I think Mad Lions had a really nice draft and were able to close it out.
Yeah.
But it was close. I mean, like I think it shows. I think it's scary that it was close if you're a C9 fan.
Right, because you're like, no, please get crushed.
Yeah.
And it didn't look close because Mad Lions was misplaying. It looked close because PSG was.
No, PSG
playing
made
well.
good plays. Yeah. Like it's fucking doomed.
Oh boy. Okay. Anything else from today, or should we move on to predictions for tomorrow?
We can close it out.
Okay. Cloud9 Pentanet. Cloud9.
There's more NA players on Pentanet than there is on Cloud9. I stole that tweet from Gil Hoto. That was his. There's more NA players on the Oceanic team
yes.
than there are
That's
NA
true,
players
because
on
they're
Cloud9.
considered NA players now.
That's why we're gonna win.
Which is why we're gonna win. Yeah, okay,
because
okay,
there's
okay,
more
yes.
NA players on
Yes.
on Pentanet.
Yes. Good point.
So I'm predicting the Cloud9
RNG PSG. RNG.
RNG. Yeah.
Does RNG go undefeated?
No, they'll drop one. They're not that good.
Okay.
At some point, variance kicks in, and I'm never gonna predict them to lose, but
Best of one.
they'll probably lose one of these. Yeah, one or two, maybe three.
Damn one, Mad Lions. This is like the make or breaker, right?
Lions, yeah.
I'm gonna go damn one
Why?
because you yell at me when I just say the same thing.
No.
And
why?
also, I need to predict an upset a little bit. I think.
You just don't want to admit Europe is better than Korea.
No. I think Damn One are gonna keep getting better. I think they're gonna win. It's a gut feeling.
You're about to say they face better competition in their group, and then you realize that PSG is better than Cloud9. You're about to do it, and then you couldn't do it. They did not face tougher competition.
Well, no. That's a good point. But I was gonna say they're facing bigger challenges now. Like the RNG loss, I feel like they probably learned a lot from. I don't know. I feel like. I don't know. I feel like Damn One's gonna take it.
I feel like Mad Lions have a better early game, and their team fighting's really good. And I haven't seen enough out of Damwon to make me be like, yeah, man, they just crush kids with their insane ass macro.
Yeah.
Which is what kind of was hyped up for them coming in, and it's been tough.
Twitch chat flaming me right now. You guys are I'm gonna be flaming you on tomorrow's stream, but you guys aren't gonna show up because you're gonna know that I'm gonna flame you when Damn
I
One
feel like the
beats their
temperature of
lines.
this tub is just gonna drop with NA's chances.
Oh boy.
Tomorrow we're gonna get in
freezing.
here. It's gonna be 70.
Okay. RNG Pentanet.
RNG.
I will predict RNG.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a fun one. The best versus worst. Cloud9, Damn One. The rematch.
I predicted Cloud9 today, and it hurt.
I didn't realize they're facing off again.
Yeah, I don't know. They
You know what? I'm gonna pick Cloud9 because
they
I'm
gonna-
gonna say it's gonna be the same thing. I'm gonna say it's gonna be the same thing that happened in groups. 1-1. Damn One was the first one. Cloud9 wins the next. They can trade it infinitely.
Give me the car.
The car?
Damwon Kia.
Oh. Cool.
Vroom vroom.
PSG Mad Lions.
Mad Lions, baby. Mad Lions 2-0 on the day.
Okay, here's what I'm gonna say. Because I think Cloud9's gonna beat Damn One, I'm gonna predict PSG to beat Mad Lions because there's no way we don't get to feel good at the end of tomorrow. All right, we're NA fans. Cloud9 upsets Damn One. We get really excited, and then PSG beats Mad Lions, and we're like, okay, we're fucked.
Misery loves company.
Odie in the chat says you don't even have an inflatable unicorn. This stream sucks in EU rules. Okay, cool. We are 15 subs away from 1,700 subs. I don't know if we can get there, but if anybody wants to throw some primes out, that would be hoggers. Ovely, do you have any contributions for today's stream? People were asking for you. They were like, "Where's Ovely?"
Well, you want to do Q&A with Obley?
Q&A? Like what? We're asking her questions?
No, I meant like with Twitch chat and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's fair. Are you cool with that? Yep. Okay. If you have questions for Mark, myself, Ovely, or the dog, while you're throwing your primes in so we can hit 1,700 subscribers.
Good boy.
He's so cute.
That would be cool.
Oh no, he's my best. He's my best boy. He's such a good boy.
Jackie's in the chat. Hi, Jackie.
Travis said I need to be scared of him. Is that true?
No, he's neurotic. So like Travis, I think was walking towards me when I was on the ground fixing the hot tub. So Thresh was like, "Oh, he's trying to kill her."
Right.
Yeah.
He's protected.
Little did he know that Ovely is actually trying to kill us.
Every day.
Would you ever get a dog since a you-know-what is out of the picture? I think if I could have an outdoor dog, I would get a dog. Part of the reason I'm against, like, I actually, like, jokes aside about the cat thing, I actually like cats as, like, an animal. Like, Mark's orange cat is a little much for me, but, like,
He's chilled out. He was a kitten.
The,
their first year.
Nyonko?
Yeah.
Nyonko, the Mark's white cat, I actually really like. And, I think I just don't like the living with an animal type thing, because I think there's a lot of, like, frustrations around, oh, like, this piece of furniture got destroyed by the animal or whatever. So, like, that's the stuff that's rough. But and I have that same feeling with dogs, but, like, I used to dog sit a friend's dog, a really chill Shiba Inu, and that was awesome. There's probably some pictures of me out there. So I would, yeah, if I had, like, a big backyard and, like, I could hang out with the dog that way, that'd be cool. I think the other thing is just, like, outside of a pandemic, you travel a lot. A dog is not something you can, like, leave alone by itself for a while. So I think
We're dog sitting right now, actually.
Yeah.
Because the owner went
Yeah.
to.
So I left Thresh alone for 45 minutes. Thresh is like completely, like, he's got.
You might have to speak up a bit.
Okay, Thresh has as many issues as I do, mentally and stuff. So it's difficult when you have anxiety and you get a dog for to help with your anxiety.
And it has separation.
Yeah, and the dog has separation anxiety. So then it's anxiety on anxiety. So I went to the gym, and that's like at most an hour 15, right?
Yeah.
I came home and half of my door is chewed off.
Yeah.
And we went on like a long WALK beforehand. I exercised him. He was happy. He was fed. Leave him alone for just like a little over an hour. Tears the door down.
Thank you to Ghost Han and Chapeau. We're now 13 subs away from 1,700. Okay. Nimad asks, how much money does it cost to live decently in LA?
I mean, decent
Define
is
decent.
pretty
So
subjective.
what I will say is it varies so much on where you're going to live. So I think Mark and I have now moved to, like, a bit of a nicer neighborhood than where we lived previously, and so it's much more expensive there. But, like,
Let me get my sunglasses
K-Town
really
is going to
fast.
be a lot cheaper. I think you can get like a studio in K-Town for like $1,200 a month, I would bet.
I used to live in Santa Monica with 2 roommates, and I split one of the rooms with them. And I was making around $1,500 a month in the early days of esports. And I felt like I was living okay, minus the fact that, like, I had a roommate.
Yeah,
It felt like college, and I was like 24 at the time, 23.
When I first moved here 9 years ago, I think it is, I had a 1-bedroom that was $1,400 a month, and I split that with somebody, and I could not get a $1,400 apartment in 1-bedroom in Santa Monica now. I think that would be really tough. Rent's definitely gone up a ton, although it's fallen a little bit during the pandemic. And then I guess, like, food, like, again, you can, like, again, it depends on where you're at. I think you can live pretty comfortably in a lot of states off of, like, a $40,000 a year salary. I think it's tighter. It's going to be a lot tighter in LA and really tough, depending on where you want to live. If you're doing 40, for instance.
Well,
Okay.
also, like I said, it also depends what you're. If you don't want roommates, then you're
Yeah.
pretty fucked.
Yes, the roommate thing, it makes it really tough. Or roommates help out a lot. Okay. Raz Grizz TP. None of us currently work at Riot, so we don't have any tips for you on getting a job at Riot. Okay.
Hot tub streams.
Hot tub streams, yeah. Do you think C9 are going to keep Blabber next season, says Jen Axel. I think they're dropping him like a rock after he got them to MSI. Yes, of course, I think that.
I don't know. Let me DM Perks and see how he feels about it.
Actually, well, I guess if we're talking about off-season, Jack has a history of trading really valuable NA players. Like, people did not think that Licorice would not make it.
I feel like...
Didn't he trade Sven after Sven's MVP season?
Yeah, but he had Blabber behind, ready to go.
Yeah.
And I think it was pretty obvious Blabber was really good.
Who's
at that
their Academy jungler right now?
point. Sharon Fire.
Good boy.
I don't think you would use him.
Yeah.
Over Blabber. But who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
You guys leaving? Oh, you're just chilling? We can in a second. Avura, thank you for the 25 months. Irish Blizzard for the 37. We lost Ovely. If anybody has questions for her, we can... Oh, she's coming back. Well, the import rule will be lifted next season. I'm a little worried about it. I've continued to hear those conversations. Jordan says, or Jordan asked that question. I continue to hear that those conversations are happening about changes to the import rule. I don't know if it'll be a complete lift, but like... Riot has refused to comment on it. You would think that they would just say it's not happening if it's not happening. And I continue to hear that those conversations are happening about some changes. So I am pretty worried about it. I'm a little sad because it's like people fatigued from the conversation, and that has just allowed it to like continue. You got fatigued?
I'm fatigued.
I mean, it's fatigued, but it's also like a big deal. And like, I don't know. I kind of wish it wasn't a thing where people just got tired of it after 2 weeks, because I'm pretty nervous. Ghostan says, "What do you think of Danny replacing Deathly?" We talked about it a little bit yesterday, but I don't know if we had any strong opinions.
No,
I mean, Deathly, I don't think was doing much for EG. He had like a good start, right? Didn't he in the beginning, I think people were pretty happy with him, but.
yeah.
He dropped off over the course of the split.
It's something that on the outside, like I wouldn't say that Deathly was playing great or anything, but it would seem to me that EG has other things that they would need to fix, and like I don't think Shiro is like such an upgrade over Deathly that they're gonna like make worlds or hit their goals just with that change. So I think Danny's good. Shiro, I'm gonna mess that up and say both for a while, but. He was good on TLA. He played there for a little bit, and then had a good proving ground stuff. And I think he's someone who needs a shot in the LCS. So I'm excited that he gets to get it. I'm just not sure, how much that means for EG's aspirations.
Kibler says, which do you think would help NA more internationally? Removing the import rule or removing top scuttle crab?
I don't know, because then there's only one scuttle crab, and we're gonna fight it.
Yeah, we're gonna fight for that instead.
Yeah, I think you need to get rid of all scuttles.
Those scuttle crabs. Okay. There's a question for Ovely in here, which was, I think it was, I missed it, but it was, is Ovely streaming regularly again? This is Cygnus, or was it just a face? I don't know what a face means.
Phase. He
A
probably
phase?
means.
Oh, phase.
Probably a phase.
Oh.
Are you streaming regularly again?
So I was streaming, I think it was last week, I streamed 4 or 5 out of the 7 days. But then this week I had a lot more work. One with helping you set up the hot tub during my usual streaming hours, and then I had some extra G4 meetings. So my streams, I tell people all the time, I'm like, listen, I'm not a streamer, right? Like, I am not primarily a streamer, and I stream for the fun of it, and so I can connect with you guys who like to watch, and whenever fun games come out. So next week I may be able to stream a couple days, but we have, Travis and I are shooting a secret project, and then I'll be on a Twitch show on Thursday, and then I'm filming for G4 on Wednesday and Friday. So.
Are you an introvert or an extrovert in terms of your energy? Was it
Your social energy.
You're recharging.
So, okay, so it's actually really interesting that you ask that, because I was thinking about it the other day. I've always thought that I was an extrovert because I'm loud, I'm obnoxious, and I'm outgoing. But I went on a trip with 9 other people. And I was like, for the beginning, I was like out there, I'm ready, I'm speaking with everyone, I'm talking, we're having a good time. And then I hit a wall where I'm like, I need to pick up my Switch and go sit alone in a room and play my Switch for 2 hours.
Yeah.
And when I couldn't do that, I started feeling like terrible on the inside, and like I felt like anxious. So I don't know if it, I don't know where I fall in that.
Yeah. I think, I mean, this is all bullshit psychobabble. But,
Yeah.
like people say, you can be a very outgoing person, but still need, like, your recharge time to be
Yeah.
alone. Whereas some people feel like they need people to...
Yeah, I'm like all over the place. I'm not sure if I buy that you're one or the other. And
Well, I
I
don't
know
think-
people
Yeah.
add in these like phases or layers
There's
of it. I'm
gradients
just sort of
and-
like, yeah.
Go read a horoscope.
Uh,
I can't do streaming for that reason. I get so fucking tired in like an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Irish Blizzard, thank you for the sub, and Goalie LOL. I kind of want to wrap us up because I know that our producers are standing off. I think they're getting a little.
I didn't know
little
we
tired.
had an out.
Luke is ready. I don't think we have an out, but I see Luke is he's ready to go enjoy his weekend. Irish Blizzard, thank you for the 37 months. Goldie, thank you for the prime. One last question before we do a quick bounty. Nobody leave, please, because I need you to stick around for this bounty. Nick Allen says, have they talked about less experience with the patch being a big factor for Cloud9? Perks himself said that he didn't feel like the patch stuff was a holdback, and now we're several weeks into them like doing stuff with this patch, so I don't know. I mean,
I would say I would have said this before. I think the patch thing's really overblown. It's not like people were on 11.6 versus us on 11.5, and then things kept changing. Like everyone has to learn the new patch. And you've been playing solo queue and stuff. You already have a good feel. Like I think, I don't think it'd be a big issue either. So I'm glad to hear Perks doesn't.
okay, first off, thanks everyone for watching. Please stick around for 2 minutes. It will be really helpful for me. We'll be back here again tomorrow after MSI. Hopefully things go better. Thank you again to Avali for hosting us and helping with a bunch of the production issues early on. She's been great. She's gonna hold this over my head and make me do a lot of weird content with her, I'm sure. Thank you to Luke for this, and Luke's assistant. Harry or Perry? Perry. Thank you, Perry. We're going to do a quick bounty. So if you're not familiar with bounties, they're like